Okay, so I thought I'd make a quick video on my bike and kind of how I have it set up and some of the methodology behind that. So this is a 2016 Triumph Street Twin. The second owner, the person who had it before me, made a couple changes. Most of what's been done is aesthetic, bolt-on stuff, but I think it looks pretty cool, so I thought I'd share. I think one theme for this bike and in the Street Twin line in general is that, I think they look stock kind of dorky. I think it's a cool bike, but when it's stock, it just looks kind of dorky. There's a big plastic front fender, a big rear plastic fender, big blinkers, big turn indicators on the front and back, big mirrors. The seat kind of is like two-tier and lifts up. Anyway, so almost all of that has been removed. And I mean, there's still plenty of stock stuff on it still, but yeah, so the front fender has been changed over from plastic to aluminum, kind of like an anodized finish. That's by Motone Customs. Moving back, the mirrors, they used to be up here. They're now bar end mirrors. I'm not super in love with them. I think I'm going to go with something maybe beneath the handlebar, but I haven't quite found what I want yet. The front indicators are now switched out to these little LEDs. I think I bought these off of either the British Customs or Motone website. I don't totally remember. But they required a little bit of wiring, really pretty simple stuff. There's plenty of videos on YouTube on how to do it, and they look way better. The exhaust, the catalytic converters have been removed and an X pipe has been put in. That was done by Triumph Detroit at a good time, because now they won't do any of that stuff for emissions reasons, but fortunately I had it done when they were still doing that work. Frame sliders by R&G. Mufflers, I actually don't know. If you recognize them, let me know. Those are from the original owner. They sound cool, crackly. When the bike gets warm and you're downshifting, you get some cool like backfire. It sounds awesome. Great look too, but I actually don't know who makes them. The side covers, I didn't mention this before, but the side covers on the Street Twin, I think the stock ones look terrible. They've made them nicer. I think it's called like the Bonneville 900 now or something. But the old Street Twin, it just had like a script Street Twin emblem. I'll see if I can find a photo of them. They look terrible. So I took those off. This bag is by BAAK. It's a company in France, I believe. It was a little expensive for what it is, but it's great. Nice waterproof leather. You can keep some small things in there, different pair of glasses if you need to, registration, what have you. I have some brass accents. I think the red, brass, black kind of looks cool. So this gas cap is a solid piece of billet brass. It's really heavy duty. Only downside is you have to keep it polished and weatherproofed, because it will oxidize. But love that. Looks really cool. It's really highly polished. Like a mirror. Knee pads. These are by Motone. I like the way they look, but they're also functional. You're constantly rubbing your legs on the tank if you're taking corners or whatever. That's really nice. The seat, I mentioned before, the stock seat looks bad. And so I knew I wanted to do a bench seat. Initially, I thought I wanted to do a brown bench seat. And the trouble is that this tail tidy, so I've removed the rear fender and put this tail tidy on. It's just a single LED bar. It's by New Rage Customs. It's really very popular if you watched any videos on the Triumph Street Twin or Speed Twin line. Tons of people have these. But the trouble is that the seats that are made to fit the stock bike with the stock fender and light assembly won't fit it once you put this tail tidy on it. So fortunately, this company, Crafton Atelier, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, they are out of Taiwan, and they make a seat that is specifically custom fit to fit the New Rage Cycles tail tidy. They make one to fit other popular modified light assemblies and fender assemblies as well. But they are super reasonably priced. I think this was right around $300. It's shipped quickly. If you were to buy a similar seat from a company like British Customs, they look beautiful, but they won't fit if you have this tail tidy, and they take kind of a while to ship. So yeah, I mean, I can't say more about this company. Shout out to Craft and Atelier. I'm sure they'll never see this, but if they do, this is just a little bit of vinyl tape. So I've done some, long distance, motorcycle, moto camping, multi-day trips. And so I'll put a big bag on here with rock straps. This just kind of protects the seat, temporary. It can come off. On the other side, I'll pull some video of this, but I've removed the other side cover and painted it and kind of tried to dress up a little better. It's matte black, cut holes in it, put some brass mesh on it. I think it looks pretty cool. And then the only other thing I would say is that the pannier bag, again, there are a ton of options out there. I don't like the way any of them look, except for really these. And these are by Long Ride. And they're leather and canvas. They make them in several different colors. And they're really high quality. One of my biggest gripes about these, I had, a saddlebag on a Harley of mine, and it was just kind of a pain in the butt to take on and off. And so I would either leave it on all the time, or I would just never use it because I don't really like the way it looked, but I didn't like putting it on and off when I needed it, and so it just never got used. I like using this bike to commute to work from time to time, so I'll have a briefcase that fits in here perfectly. And what's nice is that Long Ride has this system that you mount on here, and it literally just clips in and clips off, right? So that easy. It's off, it's on. So when I don't want to use it, it's one-handed, take it off, and it's gone. And if I ever want it, it just literally slips right on. That company's out of, I think, Belgium. It took a while to come in, but I could not be happier about that. In terms of other upgrades I'm going to make, there's, this bike doesn't make really much top end power. It doesn't make much power at all, but the top end is really kind of choked out. So there is a cam made by Tech Bike Parts, TEC. At least they used to. I hope they still do. That's probably something I'll do in the near future. Get a little more top end power. I'd really like to replace the stock tires with something a little bit more similar to a scrambler, a little bit knobbier. But then other than that, I might be finished. Little things, a throttle lock would be nice because it doesn't have one. And sometimes your arm or your wrist can go numb on long rides. Maybe the levers will be switched off to like a black aluminum, but really pretty much close to done on this one. Yeah, but I've had several bikes, and I think this one is by far my favorite. It's not fast, it's not particularly loud, but it's maneuverable in traffic. It's comfortable for long rides, and it just kind of fits me nicely. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, let me know.